folks, welcome back to a lantern project here in the lab. Well, we have another FEUREHAND here, and I think I may have done one or two other of these 270s, but what a great size, man. I mean, I really am starting to have a deeper love for the mid-size kind of Dietz little wizard kind of junior size, you know, the mid-size. This, by the way, is a little wizard globe that is in this German made. And you can see FEUREHAND, yes. And I'm actually really liking the printing on this little wizard globe here. So I wonder where that falls in the years of wizard globes made, because they probably made more little wizard globes than any other globe Dietz. I mean, yeah. Okay, well, so we'll put something else in here. But so this looks like, I'm telling you what, man, FEUREHAND steel is awesome. This looks almost untouched by rust, because these things can look heavily rusted and still clean up really nice, and this is going to clean up real nice. I'll tell you that right now. And I have a feeling the inside of this fount that everything's going to be pristine on this thing. This thing looks very lightly used. There's no discoloration on the crown, because these things burn hot. You see this right here? This is a 175. This is a 270. This is a super baby. This is a 175. Burns every single day here in the lab. And you can see just the heat. The heat just turns all that red paint black. That right there gets real hot. I wish I had like a laser kind of a probe that I could show you how hot that gets. But it gets real hot. So these things burn hot. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. All right, so hey, let's check this thing out and get this parts off it. We're going to quickly take this over to the bench grinder and give it a real quick cleaning. And let's check it out. Okay, what's going on there? Oh, all right, that's loose. Okay, get the little wizard thing out of here. I bet you I may actually have a, man, that is really pronounced little wizardness on there. Wow. Yeah, so I'll find out. Maybe I'll put a red one back in here. I bet you I have it unmarked. I don't have any FEUREHAND globes. Nope. I've never had an intact one. I've never had an intact FEUREHAND globe, other than from the small ones like this. The ones that have, the stenciling on the glass, not an embossed. I've never had an embossed FEUREHAND globe. Rarity here in the States. All right. Now let's see. Yeah, I mean, look at the state of this. This, I do believe, was made before the war, before World War II. Judging by its markings. So they say if they say made in West Germany, like this one does, you can't see it. Yeah, you can't see it. But yeah, all right, you can see it here. Right there, you see that W before Germany? Yeah, this thing is nice and dirty for being here in the lab. So W Germany. That's 175, super baby. So after the war, they put the W in front of Germany. So you find one of these and it says made in Germany. It is most likely made before World War II. So, yes, of course, that looks super clean inside there. Although not perfectly clean, it looks like it has seen water once or twice. But I bet you a flush out with acetone, it would look great. They're just, Little oxidation there. I mean, no issues. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, this is gonna clean up great. That is an old wick too. This thing hasn't been fired in a long time. And there too, you can see made in Germany right there. Right. All right. So we'll clean that up. We'll clean this up. And we'll take this. We're gonna go right over to the bench grinder. We're really, not a whole lot more we can say here about this, but it's gonna really clean up nice. All right, we're gonna go. Oh, sorry. Had you on Zoom there. All right, I'll be right back after the bench grinder. Right, so we are back. Yeah, look at that. Look how clean that looks. However, we have discovered a problem. And I was looking at this. I swear I was looking in the fount. I don't get it, but look at this. Pinholes, good size ones. And pinholes on the bottom. I don't get it, man. I have had a number of these things rusted to total hell, and the tanks are untouched. I don't understand. This must have left. Yeah, must have just been. Okay, so you're looking here. All right. Well, this thing must have just sat underwater. Well, let's take a look inside, actually. Let's take a look. Let's see. Let's see what we got in here. So there's the holes I gotta fix. Right there. What cost? See now. See, you see that line along the top? That shows you your water line. Okay. This thing just sat with water, and you can see the pinholes on the bottom, and you can see them along the top. So yeah, those lines just follow that water line. Okay, yeah. Everything else looks great in this thing, but you see there's pinholes right there that we're going to have to patch up. So, okay, so alright, that's that. So I've got to think of an alternative for to patch these. Those are just a little big for seal all. They'll just look weird with seal all on there. I would like to get some solder on those. However, the holes are too big to put a dollop of solder on there. I think I may have to pack the tank with some tin foil. I'd like to get that done before I treat the inside of the tank. Darn. I mean, look at the rest of it though, man. Look at this, man. It's super clean. That's just bizarre to me. That Russian steel, or German steel. Yeah, well, I guess, all right, so, yeah, some weird locations for some of the oxidation on this thing. Mostly, it could have been super humid. Could have been super humid too, because you're looking inside here. That obviously did not sit underwater up there or here. Must have been super humid conditions. But that would have caused more oxidation on the outside. I don't understand. Okay, well, so we're gonna get into this with we'll get in there with a junk bit. Gotta find, I had a junk bit that I just, there we started one. Okay. And this wheel's pretty toasty, but it'll do a little something for us before it's completely dead. So yeah, while I'm working on this with the junk bit, and we'll be contemplating how I want to deal with those holes on the front. Well, yeah, I call this the front, back, whatever, top. Yeah. So yeah, maybe I'll stuff some foil down in there, and we'll lay some solder down on these holes. Only problem is, I need to kind of score the outside of these holes with a little rough edge of something, and that's just going to make the holes even bigger. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I'm able to do. We'll give it a try. All right, first we're going to go junk bit, and yeah. Okay, so we are back, and we did the old, we're back on the chain gang here. So I started with nice super hot water and dish soap, and swish it around inside. Oh, look at that. See, now just since I rinsed this out earlier today, surface rust. See that? That's why you want to treat this stuff. See that? I ran this underwater pretty heavily. Crazy. Yeah, so that's why we treat. That's why we treat, man. Yep. So we're going to halt any working on the outside of this thing. Right now, we want to address these holes. I'm hoping I can fill them with solder, and then we will tape up these holes, and we're going to seal all this. So, and then tomorrow we'll come back and we'll do finishing on the rest of it and get it all going and fire it up. Yes, indeedly do. So we're done with the chain gang bit. So what I want to do now is I'm going to try. Oh man, it's going to be tough. I'm going to try somehow getting some tin foil down into this corner here and kind of jam it up to these holes here. So let's give that a try. You know, this would be, I would have a lot more confidence in doing this in a larger lantern. But good thing it's got this giant hole here. But what's a bummer is the the seat for the burner. Just can't get in there. I gotta figure something. I'm gonna get something that I can bend without worried about it. There's something. Yeah, that might actually work right there. There's something to push it with, and I can bend it. Yeah, yeah, that might work. Bend this ever so slightly, like that. I wonder if I can use the camera for an assist. I don't think so. That's too ambitious. Let's see. Right. Let's see what happens here. Okay, well, there we go. Kind of a pain in the ass, but we got it. And when we go to finish this up, we'll clean that up. Oh boy, that's shot. Man, these are all just shot. That one's actually less shotted. Just gonna throw them babies out. I'm gonna clean these up a little bit here. Okay, look at that. There. Okay, so now we can. So I did a lantern last week. It was a Paul's Hot Blast, and I used this tube. So in the wintertime, I needed this tube. It was so freaking cold in here that I put it in hot water, you know, to loosen it up. And apparently water leaked into it. So when I went to do this Paul's Regal Hot Blast, I tried to seal the tank, and it didn't seal. And the tank also had a bunch of candle wax in it. Don't ask me how or why. They probably thought paraffin, they're going to put freaking candle wax in there and it's going to burn it. Yeah, so it didn't take. And I had realized because there was freaking water in here, so this stuff settled on top of the water and it never sealed. So I'm going to throw this one out. A waste. So we got a fresh one here. We got a fresh one. We're going to seal this tank. But first, we want to cover up all these little holes with tape. I'm kind of a little dumbfounded by the ease of which this seemed to have rusted. I mean, holy smokes. I mean, like I said, I have had FEUREHAND lanterns that would look to some people like, oh, it's just freaking junk. It just goes in the, can't even recycle it. It's so rusty, you know. I don't understand. This thing just looks so clean. Looking at it from the outside, I was shocked. when I took the bottom of this to the bench grinder and all those holes just opened up. Bizarre. So we want to make sure we treat this, obviously, when we're done. Okay, so we got that. And, okay. It doesn't have to be like this, like little tiny pinholes. I wouldn't worry about it because of the viscosity of this isn't going to come out that hole anyway, but it will seal it. Right. All right. So let's start this fresh tube, and then we will let this seal all do its thing, and then tomorrow we will come in here and we will finish this up. You know, we'll get the pointy bit on it, and we'll get rid of this oxidation that just like formed just from earlier today. Freaky, man. Yeah, that's New York, man. You know, you give it a little bit of moisture, and then you know you add humidity on top of all that. Oh, this thing's super clean. Look at it, man. Look at it. This is gonna make somebody very happy. This is a great size lantern, and these burn real nice. And we're gonna burn this thing, and you know, maybe we'll take it outside and grill with it tomorrow. The inside tank looks a lot better since we did the chain bit. All right. Here we go. We're going to load this up with about a half of this tube. And this seal all, you can, all kinds of places you can get this. You can get it at Lowe's, you can get it at Ace Hardware, Amazon. And one of these tubes is, at least around here, is a hair under $6. So there are a couple other things people so you want a sealant that is cool for fuel, like gasoline and stuff. This is used a lot by people with, you know, motorcycle tanks and stuff like that, and help them seal them up because this stuff can handle gasoline and it won't go away. However, acetone, I had read or heard that acetone will reconstitute this stuff, and it'll thin it out as well. And if I can remember, tomorrow we will see what a sealed tank looks like with the probe camera. I'm watching it slowly migrate around. Oh shit! Oh! Get that out of there quick. Whoops. It's kind of going to heat up the bottom a little bit so that viscosity of that stuff. Of course, I mean warm enough to warm up the metal and not burn this tape. Okay, I'm going to agitate this around, and I'll be back in a few minutes. After you don't need to see this. We don't even need to make a freaking time lapse of me jiggling this thing around. Well, no, maybe I do, so you know what's going on here. So we'll time lapse this out. Well, all right. So, there we go. I went for a little bit more than half the tube in there. I hope I don't put some more in there. But I'm thinking we're going to be okay. What's wrong with these pieces of crap? Turn it this way. That work? Man, you get what you pay for, man. I tell you what. By the way, I love finding new tools. You know, like I go to flea markets and all that kind of stuff, and estate sales and stuff. I just like to find old tools. If they're super cheap, I'll grab them. And if I like them, I go into my tool collection. If not, I'll just take them to Goodwill or something. But scissors, man. I am big on scissors. Look at these nice big old solid things. You could probably cut a penny in half with this. And this would probably be good for wicks too. And I got two of these. One for the kitchen, one for in here. And these, I remember these as a kid, man. Yeah. Nice and solid. Yeah. Man, for cutting all kinds of things. And so far, they have been great. And so, like, I've been cutting, like, wicks with this thing, and this thing just can't even cut through a wick. It's ridiculous. And they kind of made these here kind of universal for lefties and righties. See that? Rather than have this kind of ergonomical, or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Okay. Tool of the day here with Brad. All right. All right, so that's going to sit here and do its thing. And tomorrow we will conclude. We'll give it a once over and we'll fire it up. All right, that's going to do it. Till tomorrow. All right, we are back after our tank sealing. And we're going to see how we did. I'm hoping we did good. I hate to have to wait another day to light this up. So once we get all this shit off of here, we're going to give this thing its final once over. We'll hit it with the 800 grit. And then we'll throw some steel wool on there. And then we'll oil it up because this thing needs oiling. I'm telling you what. Flash rust, man. Flash rust. And it's humid here now. This late June here in New York. Okay, so now we'll get a fresh 800 on here. I cooked another wheel. Yeah. I'll start a new one. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go 800 grit, and then we'll steel wool it, and then we'll talk again before we oil it up. Let's do it. All right, let's oil her up. And a fan dipole off. Uh-oh. Ziggy, what are my notifications?
You have one new notification from Alexa Weather. From Alexa Weather, U.S. National Weather Service has issued a wind advisory for Hanoi, New York. It'll be in effect from June 18th, 2 a.m. EDT until June 18th, 8 p.m.
All right, let's oil her up and see how she looks.
Doing a world of difference compared to.
So normally this great German steel would oil up beautifully dark, beautifully earthy, dark, grayish, brownish patina. But this one was so clean. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. I'm not seeing an obvious.
Transmission, please.
Right, sorry. Ham radio going on shortwave here, as usual. Listening to 40 meters for those keeping track. Yeah, so the patina it's looking a little different here purely because this thing had not the amount of surface rust normally seen on a pre-World War II FEUREHAnd.
Well, the band's sticking around there. The other station that's there, the
But
W3 station.
that looks great. Looks freaking awesome.
Get the rest of your Everybody's bailing. Are those alien abductions? Like you always say, hi, hi?
Hi, I wish I was high. I'm not high. Probably.
Oh, that's all right. I got plenty left over from the last few years of, I got a new crop growing. They're about 1.5 feet tall right now. And there's some baby ones in the bottom, but yeah, there's I got quite a few potential plants going on there, Tim.
Right. Okay. Well, moment of truth.
And, yeah, in the process.
Let's throw some Caro in there and let's see what happens.
You can't even walk on it. And it's all swollen up and it's been 2 months. So, yeah.
Excellent. And my solders are good. Okay, cool. So we're going to let that kind of stew for a minute. Make sure we don't have any weeping. I don't think we will, though. Now, okay, so we'll put this back in here. There we go. This, I wonder.
Yeah, she had a tumor.
I wonder if I have the correct millimeters.
It's a kind of a depressing thing because, I mean, all the stuff she...
Okay, well, this is 5/8.
She literally, was, even with the tumor...
So we will cut a chunk off of here. Now, this is 5/8. It appears to be what we want. So we want to go 7 inches.
3 months.
Round bar. Okay, my new scissors cannot cut a fucking wick. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah. When she had her hips done.
Are you kidding?
Cut off the circulation to the blood circulation to the hip.
Oh my God.
Started rotting
Are you
from the
kidding me?
inside out, so they had to
That's unbelievable.
open, put a brand new hip in there and put it all back together. And it's a beautiful thing. Put a hip replacement.
All right, well, I'll cut paper. I don't want to cut a goddamn wick. Oh.
Big and huge.
Oh, well, at least I paid a quarter for that. That's cool. 50 cents, I'm sorry. So this is all my my new wicks. And I very, very rarely go into this box. I used to put only all new ones in, but I decided I like putting the vintage ones back in. I mean, You know what I mean? Well, it's just that's the way I go. That's the way I roll. So I'll have to break out my other scissors.
Yeah, it was up.
There we go. Okay, so we will let this brand new wick do his wicking. We'll keep this wick up there nice and high, and we'll watch for a pinkish hue. Why do I always call it a pinkish hue? Because I have this K1 kerosene, which is a clear kerosene, also mixed with a red dyed kerosene. And it has something to do. The red dye has something to do with taxation, I do believe. At least here in New York it does. So, globes. I did find, it's not flashed, it's just colored glass. Oh, shit. All right, this is a number 10. This is, okay, we're going to have to go clear globe. Okay, I do not have an unmarked ruby globe to go in here. I thought this is an embry globe. You can see the whiskers there. This is a number 10. That's too bad, but we got this. That's cool. All right, so we will watch for that getting wiki, and then we'll line her up. All right, we have proper wickage. Click. Okay. All right, let's light it up. What do you think? Let's do it. Okay, let's kill some lights. Supervisor baby, putting out his beautiful glow. All right, let's do it. We're gonna light her up. Yeah, now that's a perfect flame right there. Okay.
I'll talk to you later. Too bad you're not going to talk to that's a good factor. I know it's a long ways, but
Beautiful flame right there.
I think Sandy Mike's going with that.
Very nice. Look at that. That's a photo right there. Click. I like the way everything's throwing light there. Click. All right. Hey, well, we did it, folks.
I can stop by and pick him up. He's actually on the way there.
There we have it.
And I've got nice truck.
So there we have it with our little modifications, little repairs. It's a beautiful thing. 270, made in Germany. Folks, that's going to do it for me here in the lab for a couple of twins here. We got a 175, we got a 270. Very cool right there. Folks, thank you so much for stopping by the lab. Till next time, don't you go changing.
We'll be back with the Magic Tunes for the Armada Room's 2-hour disco swing party after this short break. Till then, don't you go changing.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.